You're welcome to the Hangout session. This is the Hangout session with the voice, and I want to say a big thank you to you all for all your love and support, for your comments and feedback. They have been amazing, and may God bless you. Quickly, let's go straight to what we have for today. It's still the trending topic on Nigeria. What's the way forward? And I've gotten lots of feedback and comments, but I will just have to rush this quickly so we can just get to a consensus today. Let's pick up one of the first feedback I have from Mr. Feller. Let's hear what Mr. Feller had to say on the issue Nigeria. What is the way forward? What can we do to help curb this menace? We discussed about the crisis in the southern Kaduna and how youth stood up to face the government, saying that the government have not been too supportive. Let's see what Mr. Feller had to say on this, please.
Yeah, good morning, Felix. It's been quite a while.
Good morning, sir.
I'm sorry I've not been able to keep up my promise, but this time around I decided that I'll just put aside one or two things and respond to this instantly before I forget.
Thank you.
You've spoken about love. Yes, it's good. But there's something else that I would like to call our urgent attention to. Our survival as a people, and this has to do with the pandemic, COVID-19. There's need for us to get wisdom and education, because in getting this, we'll be able to advise our government and also we ourselves. I have been thinking for quite a while. There have been lots of discussions and counter discussions, but I received a post this morning, a video.
Okay.
And I said, yes, I think I will start with this. I didn't even know that it is here that I will have to share it. I'll forward it to Felix, but I want each and every one of us to start thinking. Now, the summary of that message is this: how do you develop your immune system? It's very similar to how do you develop muscles. You don't sit down and be looking at pictures of people doing exercises and then decide that you want to develop muscles. No, you have to exercise yourself. And so that's the basic thing with developing your immune system. In a situation whereby you are asked not to interact, to keep away from each other, how then do you develop these muscles? How do you develop perseverance? How do you develop knowledge? I think it's very important. It's not just enough for government to be deciding for us. We must have knowledge too. It is with that knowledge that we will engage the government. There were quite a lot of things being said at the background the other time about the CDC law.
Yeah.
That the speaker was even bribed in order to pass it through. It is because we have not been talking. And one reason why we have not been talking is because we don't have the right knowledge. And so I want to implore everybody, let's make that a starting point. The money that you use in doing some other things on the internet, I want us all to use it this morning to find out how it is that we develop immunity. When we understand that, I think with one voice we can then engage the government. This is what we feel, this is what we understand, and this is how we'll be able to produce. But without that, I don't know how else we want to do it. Because even laws that Daniel talks about, which I believe we all have, many have different opinions of law. So we still have to start defining those from its foundation before we can be on the same page, and then before anybody can talk of love and others will understand. Because for some people, love is foolishness, for instance. So if you are talking with somebody who says that love is foolishness, how will you be able to get anywhere? Now that's going to be really success. I mean, trust down thing. Let all of us, within a week, By Friday, we'll read all the things we have read and studied, such that once we take it a step at a time, then we'll be able to tell the government that this is what we want, and this is what we want you to do. And I'm sure that will be a good starting point. How will that be? Right.
Thank you so much, Mr. Fella. Thank you so much for your intake. It has been a bit very exposing. How do we develop ourselves as a nation? How do we develop ourselves as Nigerian? There's a need for us to grow. And for those of you wondering, okay, what video he spoke about, you can check my WhatsApp 0909 Send me an invite and I'll add you up. You can check my WhatsApp status. I have the video on my WhatsApp status. They talk about how we can grow our immunity. And we as a country, we as Nigerians, there's a need for us to come together and grow this country together. There's a need for us to grow as a person, there's a need for us to grow as individuals too. Collectively too. I'm going straight up to the next comment I have. Mr. Eddie Ukpana, he works in the Federal Medical Center, and let's hear his own professional advice on how we can grow this country forward. We are slowly moving to the post-COVID era, the era whereby certificates might not be too wealthy, the era whereby we have to improve our skills and what we can do, how we can grow, because things are changing, the world is evolving, and with the whole change we're getting today, with the whole dynamic system going on in our today's era, it is mandatory that we move along with the tide. It's mandatory that we move along with the trend and make things work for ourselves, because things that used to be functional in the last 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago in today's system don't really work. Look at the issue of the innovation of technology. You have Zoom meeting and all the rest. So the youth are thinking, the youth are looking for ways they can make the economy stabilize and better for themselves. So you out there should be able to think for yourself, should be able to work things through. Yes, work with the government, but also there's a need for you to think. If you can't think in this post-COVID era, Nigeria can't move where we want it to be. Let's hear Mr. Kwana's perspective.
As COVID-19 continues to wreak havoc around the world, experts predict that African countries could be the hit and where it will kill most people faster. But Nigerian youth are not sitting idle by waiting for the world to come and admit them. It is encouraging to see Nigerian youth leading the way in the fight against coronavirus, because they know that the future of the world depends on their actions. Youth are mobilizing communities to protect themselves and supporting government and health workers together. Nigerian youth came up with the idea of producing hand washing sanitizers. As a result of the initiative, children and young people make up the majority of the people who are using this particular hand wash. To help ease the impact, the youth has organized young people to donate groceries to street hawkers. They cannot sit down and fold their arms, knowing very well that there are people who used to make a living by selling foodstuff on the street, whose businesses are closing down due to the recent lockdown. Each should work with the government and diverse partners to stop transmission of the virus and keep everyone safe and take measures that will bolster the fight against pandemic.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your feedback. Thank you so much for your take. Thank you so much and support. Thank you so much for the comments. As we're about to wrap up the show today, in case you're wondering how you can be a part of the show next time, you can always follow the link and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Felix Daniel is the name of my YouTube channel. You can also send me an invite on Facebook, Felix Daniel. I will do so to reply. And you can also chat me on WhatsApp 0909-369-3300. Thank you so much for your comment and feedback. It was a wonderful session with you guys. Nigeria youth what is the way forward. This is the period whereby we have to think for ourselves, we have to strategize in new ways and provide mechanisms that we can help ourselves grow, we can help ourselves be the person we want for ourselves. This country is ours. We can't go to Dubai and create and build Dubai or build some other countries and expect it to grow. We have to still come back to use the knowledge we've gotten from wherever we might have gotten it from to grow this country. You might have read, you might have gone from exposure, wherever knowledge you've gotten it from. We still have to come back to make Nigeria better. I was reading a comment through and I discovered that the country has been in a state whereby we have been having the wrong people in the wrong position, and we keep on claiming that we are the youth. What are the youth doing? These people who are leading us, they started from when they were actually very, I don't want to mention names, but if we can today pick our own country into our hands and decide, okay, this is what we want for ourselves, this is what we want to do for the country, I believe Nigeria will be better if we come together, speak with one positive voice, is the word I say. If we come together to speak with one positive voice, we'll get to where we want to. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for giving me the feedback, and thank you so much for taking your time out to respond to give a response to the issue at hand. So I come your way next time. Do have a wonderful day, have a wonderful weekend, have a wonderful week ahead, and may God bless you. Bye-bye.
Was singing 7 goats, 7 beats, 7 carries, 7 nuts, 7 lives, that's what I've got. I'm an African boy, over sea, over land, over mountains in the wild. I'll be brave and I'll be strong.